physically threaten me, physically threaten me.
Dean Cain, American heartthrob, Superman to millions. He's patriotic, smart, kind, and very generous. Maybe too generous. He's recently made friends with Gabe El-Taib, co-creator of the amazing new comic Truth, Justice, American Way. Dean has put his full-throated support behind this book. Or has he? Okay, this is the last thing, and I will get you the heck out of here. Do you think people should buy right now? Should they click the link and buy Truth, Justice, American Way? And why is it the greatest comic book ever? Why do you think that?
Well, they should buy it for sure, without a doubt. Right now, click it, go. I'm going to do it after this is over. So if I did it now, I think weird things would happen. And they should do it because Gabe is a big man and he physically threatened me.
Physically threaten me. Physically threaten me.
If I didn't say this,
That's right.
that he was going to choke me out and teach me what truth, justice, and the American way is all about. So I can't wait to see it. I love it that it's counterculture, and it's counterculture just being patriotic and standing for all the things that I stand for. I can't wait.
Okay, well, thank you so much. So what's the truth about Gabe El-Taib? Madman, artist, poet, gentle lover? It doesn't matter. Buy the book or Dean Cain gets it.
Physically threaten me.
Hey guys, it's me, Gabe. I'm just working on a pinup for, I was going to say Truth, Justice, American Way, but it's for Beef Law. It's kind of an unplanned stream, but hope you can see it there pretty good. It's coming out great. This is Sergey. He's the big Russian mafia muscle for the mob that our hero Max Volkov has to go against. So yeah, I know I have in between. I put these blue pieces of tape because that's what my camera's seeing, I guess. So I put those up there so you can see where I'm at. But I hope you're all having a good day. Getting ready for a little bit of Father's Day. But I was going to do a little bit of inking right here with you. So the way I work, David Williams taught me to draw on a sheet of paper and flip it and flip it and flip it until you get the image you want, all balanced and nice, and then trace it. Trace it on one of these nice DC Comics boards. So that's always good. Let me look at the chat. So I'm drawing right here, and then right here off camera is my iPad up there. And I do wear my super sexy gloves when I work. These just help you from smudging ink all over. So what I've done here is I have, there's a window like on this warehouse right here where he's in this alley, Sergey. So what I've got figured out for him, this window is, I'm blowing out to make sure the ink's dry, to make sure the reflection on this window, it's an abstract shape, right? It's just abstract meaning simplified. But I don't know if you guys know that. If you're not an artist, but you're just a fan of art and you don't actually make art, the word abstract, I think, got misunderstood in culture, that abstract art meant weird art. But abstract, that word just means to simplify. So like Bugs Bunny is abstract art because it's simplified art. You know what I mean? So the shapes on this window, on this like warehouse, whatever factory, you know how these 90s action movies are. It's always down by the docks, down by the warehouse. You know, in the industrial part of town, that's where we have the crime a lot in these movies, in this genre. So I did overdo the French accent there. I took like 2.5 years of French in high school. I think I'm fluent in French. I'm not. Je parle français. Je te dis français pas 3 ans quand je vais à l'école. How's my microphone too? Someone in the chat tell me, because I'm here drawing. Next to me is my iMac over there, and I'm using the built-in mic on the back of it because my Elgato mic is way over drawing table. Then I got computer next to that, and then next to that I have coloring screen. So I got a lot going on here. So hopefully I can keep this stuff in frame for you so you can see what I'm doing. Let me check on the chat. Nerd Immunity here. General Piggy's here. Mighty Magic is here. It's far away from this iPad. What does that say? Fano Life, Scottsley, Zayd Comics, Survive Infinity, General Piggy, Fano Life, Barrett X. Action movies maybe you want. A Studio Apartment by Bay. Beef, says Bob Newfart. The first one was from Grimjack 666. Yeah, everybody's coming in. So yeah, if you love Van Damme, if you love Steven Seagal, if you have a brain, you love that stuff. And that's what I'm making here for you. It's my next book after Truth, Justice, American Way. I do think I will launch a campaign for it before Truth, Justice, American Way is done, because I'm not drawing Truth, Justice, American Way. As you know, I'm co-writing and coloring. So since I'm drawing this one, I'm getting a lot of it done because I can color faster than, I can color Truth, Justice faster than David can draw it. Of course, that's normal. David isn't slow. That's just the nature of the two different art forms, coloring and illustrating. So I think I'm going to launch this Indiegogo before I actually publish Truth, Justice, American Way. But I will ask the fans, because the customer's always right, and I want to know what you guys think. You know what I mean? I want to know what you think of this. So if you're cool with that, I would love to do it. So if anyone in the chat thinks that's a good idea, because I think Ethan did that. He did Cyberfrog. They did Cyberfrog 2, and he did what's Cool Story Bro. I did work in it. Cool Rainbow the Brute. Cool Story Bro is some of the stuff I worked on. I worked on that with your boy Zach and Donald. I actually did a story with them that's going to appear in Cool Story Bro. So yeah, I think I'll definitely launch Beef Law before. So see, I really like how this reflection of light is going down at the same angle as these buildings up here. You see what I'm doing? So what I'm doing is I'm outlining in this window here, and then that's all going to get filled in with black. You see? So I use pens to ink. Some snobby people like to only use brushes. I love brushes too, and I'm actually very good with them, but I can't lately get a good brush. I like to use the Raphael 8404s. They've been discontinued. If you got a stash of those, let me know. So I've been using this Winsor Newton Series 7. Supposed to be a great brush. Garbage. Look at that. And this is like out the box like this. So I bought a second one. And like out the box like that. All fuzzy, doesn't keep a good point. So don't want it. I hope you guys can hear me. I hope that mic is picking me up. Baradex says he back Rainbow. Let's see. I can't read your name from here because No Lifey. I'm sorry. As long as fulfillment is done in a nice, quick fashion, go for it. I'm good with it. I just like a heads up so I can budget. For sure. For sure. Yeah, and there's art again for Truth, Justice, American Way. For those of you who don't know, it's a private-ish matter, but David Williams' family had some really horrible medical problem stuff going on. So he got right out the gate when we started Truth, Justice, American Way. He didn't work on the book for a month. Caretaking for someone who had a severe problem. And we're praying things are getting a lot better, and he's back at the drawing board. If you look at my Twitter right now, David posted some sketches. There's a new pinup that I colored last week. So Truth, Justice, American Way is being worked on again in full swing. That's awesome. So yeah, I'm glad. But I'm not in charge of drawing that book. I'm co-writer and colorist. So I feel like, then I should just go ahead and launch my book, the one that's all mine. The one that I'm doing solo, Beef Law. And it's truly my passion. Those of you that know me and watch my shows, you know that I'm sincere about this action movie stuff. To me, it's not like a joke or anything like that. Like I'm going to change that. I really do love it. I think it's really, really fun, inspiring, exciting stuff. Great for young men to see this stuff. I really, truly believe that. So this is not going to be a long stream because I don't know. This won't be a long one, but it'll be a good one. I'll tell you that. So I filled in all those lines, right? So I drew the geometric shapes. They're kind of agreeing with the perspective of these buildings up here. You see these buildings? I really love doing those buildings. And then this window on this building here, it's going back to that same way. So you'll see me fill it in with this Pentel brush pen right here. This has nylon, a nylon tip, and and then inside it has these replaceable cartridges. And I think you can do a few pages worth of inks. See, this section comes off and you buy packs of those. And you can do a few pages of inks before the tip will wear away and then it'll start to fray out. But you'll see what I'm doing here in just a second. So I tighten that up. I'm going to put the cap back on for a second because look at this. You see this? You got to be really careful about that. You have ink on your fingers and stuff, and then you're holding the paper. You be very, very careful. Sometimes I'll just lick my finger real fast and just kind of rub it off, rub that ink off. But that's why I wear these. These absorb a little bit of ink if you do it, so it won't get smudges and smears all over. You know, I like my art to be a little clean. That's probably just like a personality thing. Some people like a Daniel Warren Johnson. I love how comfortable he is with getting grimy and all that. But me, I want it more clean. So anyway, this is Sergey. He's the big time muscle for that Russian Chinese mob. And he's our big bad. You know, I think our main character might have to face off with him and prove some bravery, because this guy's a psycho killer. You know what I mean? I really love the chest and shoulders on this. I captured that anatomy so great. Let me check on the chat. Then I'm going to fill these windows and quit looking at the chat for a minute. Let's see. Looking great, Gabe. I'm just wondering if Beef Law will be fighting Mongolian beef. Oh, that's hilarious. I guess we'll have a Mongolian guy. Good inking Gabe from Apex Comics. I backed Rainbow the Brute from Barrett X. Okay, that's caught up there. Apex Comics. My prayers to Brohawk Williams and his family. Hail, Mighty Magic. Are you lettering it too, Barrett X? Yes, I know how to do it all. I am the quad thread or whatever. Is your other book called Beef Law? Yes, it is, Mighty Magic. Hail, Gabe. Hail, chat from Josh. Can you show any new pages, Gabe? Of which book? Survive Infinity 0088. I have on my Twitter right now, there's some pencil for new pages for Truth Justice, and there was a pinup. Other pages for Beef Law, I can show you those. I can show some of those. Let me grab it real quick. I have them right here. I am the, remember, I'm the writer, penciler, inker, colorist, letterer. So I'll show you Beef Law real quick. Opening page, that's Max Volkov flying through the air because he fights in illegal underground tournaments. Then page 2-3 is a giant double page spread. I don't have that handy. I'd have to dig that out. 2-3. Then here's 4. Or no, here's 4. The fight continues. Chong Chi Hua is this guy he's fighting here. They're down by the docks. See the docks right here in Victoria Harbor in Hong Kong. Chong is standing over Max. His girlfriend Nina's freaking out. His trainer is like, no. And he's getting pointed out by like Chong's going to just destroy him. And then he says some tough guy thing down here like, I haven't breathed my last breath. So then Chong's jumping at him, and he's like, he's going to hold on. And I love this. I love doing these skylines back here of these buildings. And the girlfriend and his trainer are like telling him, hey, remember the move. And then look at this move he does here. How great is that? Just blitzes Chong right in the face. So if you want ultimate action and like sexy, sexy babes, look at this. It's too big for the camera frame, but I'll just kind of move it through here. Look at that hair. That hair alone took an hour to ink on Chong. And look at it. See if I can get his whole body in here. I think I got it all in frame here. So that's Max Volkov just giving Chong, sending Chong to Night Town. You know what I mean? Just goodbye, buddy. So yeah, this is action packed. This is amazing stuff. And then every time I do a few pages, so I just started drawing this, last month. So I've only got a few pages done. But every time I get a few pages done, I'm going to do pinups. So like the major, like 10 or dozen characters are going to have their own pinups. So here's Nina. Her womanly, feminine, gorgeous glory, right? This is Nina Derringer. This is Max Volkov's girlfriend. She's plays piano and symphony and all that. Again, there's that Hong Kong skyline with that famous zigzag Hong Kong building behind her. And we make sure she's nice and curvy. This is all done on DC Comics Bristol board they gave me when I worked there. You like the brand of piano too? It's got my name on it right there. Is it in frame? Yeah. So this is a pinup of Nina that I stopped after a few pages to do a pinup of her. And then this is a pinup of Sergey here. So 2-3 pages pinup, 2-3 pages pinup. I'm going to do that because I'm not launching for a few months. So I'm having a blast. Let me check the chat. Then I'm going to finally fill in the ink on these windows. Let's see. Okay. All right. I really like that, says Josh. Thank you. I love that start. Survive Infinity 0088. Good looking docs and background. Thank you, Apex. Blitz his Chong, says Ellie Munoz. Will do. Oh, sweet, says BC, a.k.a. the new Dark Shadow. Mighty Magic. Dude, it looks awesome. Apex Comic crotch shot. Yeah, we got a crotch shot here for Sergey. You got that like worm's eye view, and he's just looking down on you. And this book needs a headband stretch goal. I was thinking about that. Maybe you guys all get a headband. L-Type Piano Company. And Josh said we need a headband stretch goal. Maybe. Apex Comics says L-Type Piano Company. Ellie Munoz. Totally needs a headband stretch goal. Yeah. I think so. And then when you watch me on Wednesday Night Double Impact with Sean Gabe, we all can wear the headbands. Because I wear a headband during that show. So does Sean. I was watching What is a Woman. Does make me want to be a father, but I don't think he'd be a good father. Barrett X says, no, tomorrow's Father's Day. Being a father is the greatest thing in my life, dude. Barrett X, Beef Law looks really cool. I love all your art. Thank you so much, Barrett X. That means a ton to me. Hail Gabe, hail chat. Hope everyone having a blessed day and having a fun time. Gotta hang with my dad and eat some delicious shrimps Fried fish and more. Happy Father's Day, Apex Comics says. And that longer comment was from Andy Contreras. All right, so let me fill in this spot here. Where did my brush pen go? Oh, I put it in my pocket. I never do that. So here it is. It's a Pentel brush pen. So again, I'll try and keep within these 4 blue little pieces of painter's tape I stuck on my desk. I went over and looked at my computer screen to see if it was on there. So then you'll see how quickly this will look like an amazing, like reflective piece of glass when I fill it in. So yeah, I think I was talking to David Williams on the phone for about a half hour today. He's the illustrator, co-creator, and co-writer of Truth, Justice, America. And I drew this pinup like 2 days ago and started inking it yesterday. And after 2 hours of inking it, I tore it to shreds and threw it away because it wasn't good enough. And I was telling Dave when I was younger, I used to look at these big time pro comic artists and their art was always late. And, you know, and you're like, oh, these guys are so lazy and this shit is always late. And, you know, Ethan gets shit for that. They call him lazy and it's late. And when I started taking drawing really seriously and wanting to draw at a high level, gorgeous artwork like you're seeing me draw right here, I realized Ethan and, you know, Brad Walker and Jim Lee and all these guys that get shit on for being late, they're not lazy. To make beautiful art takes a long time. You can hack it out. I would never name names. If there's some people that hack out, some people are good and fast, like good and really fast. That's very rare. But to do this art at a high level that's going to be memorable and worth your money when you buy books from me, it takes a while. It really does. It really takes a while. And you can't just hack it out. You know what I mean? You can't do that. So I take the time, I lay it out, I flip it to look in the mirror version to make sure the anatomy is right. I lay out all the perspective for these buildings. I slowly draw thousands of little windows on the skyscraper buildings. And I do it right because that's what it takes, you know? And you have to do it that way. And in the old days when I would draw and like kind of turn my nose up at like, oh, these guys are so late. They're taking forever to finish. Yeah, they're taking forever because they're doing it right. And that's just a fact of the matter. The amount of volume of stuff we turn out for comic books is insane. You know, the amount of artwork we're able to produce or expected to produce is just totally crazy. You know, look at a professional illustrator. A professional illustrator, not a comic artist, but someone who's like illustrating advertisements and all that, they're not being asked to do 22 storytelling pages and a cover or 2 or 3, depending on if you're, you know, a star artist, you might do a bunch of covers. They're not being asked to do that kind of volume so they can keep the quality up. So definitely that whole thing about these big star artists are lazy, it's a bunch of crap. It's not true. I've been inking this since yesterday. Yesterday, I inked basically this guy's head and arms and down to about his belt. This morning, I inked his legs, then did all these buildings, then did this back here. Now I'm going to do this window, and then I'll turn on the light so you can see through my paper. You can see there's an electrical box right here that I drew on the other sheet of paper that I'm tracing my own work. And I drew this pipe in a blue pen because I had just drawn a rectangle in perspective. It was just a rectangle pipe, and that's not how electrical conduit pipe works. So anyway, yeah, when I go back to inking that box, I'll turn the light on and I'll get that done. So anyway, yeah, I'll ink a few more and then I'll check the chat because I don't want to bend you guys. I'm very pleased. We had some good movement earlier in the week on Truth, Justice, American Way, but we need more. If you're watching right now and you haven't got Truth, Justice, American Way, I want you to buy it. I want you to buy it today. I'm so excited about it. This is the best moment in my career to date that I'm making something like Truth, Justice, American Way with masters like David Williams and Gary Martin. And then I'm working on Beef Law, which is just like all my 10, 12-year-old dreams come true of being like a 12-year-old and watching Bloodsport and Kickboxer with Van Damme. And now I'm making something as good or better. So but you know, I want you to, and I need you to, and I know you will support me. So go out there and buy Truth, Justice, American Way right now. The link is in the description. And I'll have a sign up for this book, but I'm going to hold off. I want to get like 10, 20 pages done. I think I'm 5 pages in. So I think I want to get at least 10 done before I start really talking about it and promoting it, like on Ethan's shows or anything like that. And I want to confer with my other Comic State buddies, see what they think. See what they think about me launching this before Truth, Justice, and all that. Because I'm working on this one by myself, I think I can actually get it done fast because there's no one to confer with about story or notes about, well, I want it colored this way or maybe we should change it that. This is one man's vision. This is my vision. So when you support this and when you support Truth, Justice, American Way, you're supporting my vision as an artist. And I hope that you understand how much you're going to love this. I'm good at this, guys. I'm very good at this. And I'm very, very sincere and enthusiastic. You know, you don't get to work on Superman and Star Wars and all the things I worked on if you're a chump. You know, I'm one of the best, and I know it. I know that about myself. And that's why I couldn't stay at DC Comics. I could not give them this talent and keep doing SJW garbage. I just couldn't do that. And, you know, I didn't do much SJW crap for them, but I did a little bit of it, and it grossed me out. I don't want to be a part of the problem. No way. So when you're this good, then you got to do the right thing. You can't use this talent for evil. So absolutely go buy, listen, I won't stop you. Go buy 100 copies of Truth, Justice today. Because, you know, financing that helps me work on this, right? You know, the profit I make on that just enables me to keep working on this one and all that. So, I mean, if you really think about it, I'll stop the hard sell in a minute here. We can get back to art. But I really do want you to buy it. And, you know, the fact that I walked away from a cushy job at DC with, you know, pretty much guaranteed making money because they loved me, because they didn't know my politics were not woke. I destroyed that. I destroyed that career. I burned the boats. You know what I mean? I burned the boats and joined the fray. And I did that for you, for me, because I didn't want to live that way. But I did it for you, even though I don't know some of you, because I did it for the culture. And you're in the culture, and the culture matters. And I was not going to just join Tom Taylor and all those hacks and make this ugly stuff that says our culture sucks. Because I don't think our culture sucks. I think our culture is the greatest culture in the history of the world, period. Let me check on the chat. Yo, window look great. Fantastico. Let me check on this. Let's see. Ellie Munoz. Imagine walking around with a beef law headband. Everyone would be curious. Everyone would be terrified, Munoz. Surprise. Survive Infinity 008. You can do variant covers homaging the action movies. Oh my gosh, that's a good idea. Shanth and I already kind of talked about that. There's these great posters of some Steven Seagal movies, and Shanth wants to do a painted pinup or a cover for me. Apex Comics, Pentel has great brush pens. Yes, today's show is brought to you by Pentel. No, just kidding. They have great brush pens, though. Narwhal is fast, but that's his style. Absolutely. Sergey looks like Tom Lyle, Robin villain from the 90s. Maybe. I don't know. I'd have to look that up. There's what makes John Byrne amazing, his speed. Yes, Marcus Kilgore, absolutely. Teflon Run, it's a good thing you have plenty of time to draw beef law before you launch. Yeah, I want to get a ton of it done before we launch. You know, ideally, we would have had a lot more of Truth, Justice done, and we were working on it literally, and then this thing happened with David's family that, I mean, you don't have to be that smart to figure out what the hell I'm talking about here. Some people know it's out there. Just pray for them. You know, it's a horrible thing, and they're going through it currently. But at first, it knocked him on his butt, and it knocked me on my butt. I didn't do anything for like 2 weeks. I didn't want to do anything. I just watched TV and like ate cookies and self-med. I don't drink or do drugs, but I medicated. You know, I medicated with internet and Amazon Prime and cookies and hamburgers, and it's heartbreaking, some of this stuff. I don't want to go into detail. It's not my family, but so Truth, Justice is being worked on again. And go to my Twitter right now. You see new art. I just put it up there like an hour ago. Some stuff he sent me, and there's many other things he sent me. So yeah, but this book, I want to make sure I've got a lot of it done before I launch. You know, glad you did. Truth, Justice, American Way is looking awesome. Thank you. Malin will definitely want a beef law headband to wear. Absolutely. I'll have it cover his eyebrows, his non-existent eyebrows. Bear X, what about Tom Taylor? What about him, clown? What about him and his social justice warrior, postmodern nonsense he wants to do? I don't have time for dudes like that. I'm not worried about him. You know, I made a video mocking him the other day. People seem to like it. And I'm not too fired up making those videos. I don't want to be evil and mean and fighting. I don't want to do that. But I do think it's okay for me to call out something and tell the truth. Say, hey, no, that's evil, and I won't be a part of it. What you're doing is wrong. I feel like I can say that, you know. I feel like I can tell someone, yeah, you're a hack, dude. That's wrong to do that. So absolutely, I stand by that. I'll never back down from that. I called Tom Taylor a hack, and I won't back down from it. You understand? And if he wants to debate me or something, I'll gladly. He can come on my channel or whatever. Like, we can debate. That's cool with me, you know. So it's a little harder to see because I turned on the light on my light table. Again, I'm tracing my own work. That's the David Williams special that he taught me. He taught me to draw and draw and draw on another sheet of paper and then flip it and flip it and flip it. So you can get this really nice balance and symmetry and all these things instead of drawing and erasing and drawing and erasing on the same sheet of paper. Plus, when you flip a drawing, you can see like, oh, the eyes are crooked, or something is off, or this arm's too big, and you can't see it if you don't flip it. It's a very weird thing. I don't know why the brain works that way, but it do. Some people don't say it be, but it do. Who said that? That's like a famous quote from like some New York Met from like the 70s or something. Some people don't think it be, but it do. I don't know. That makes me happy. That's very funny. So this is just like an electrical power box or something like that. I don't know. I'm going to put some stickers on it or some graffiti or something like that later. Right. So I'll check on the chat here in a minute. Yeah, but tell me as customers, you know, I talked to Scottsley. I think I saw him in the chat, and I went on his podcast, and it was great fun. But I would like to have, oh, there you are, Scottsley. Sometimes it really do be that way, Scottsley says. Yeah. But if you guys ever would want to like come on my show, I think I was talking to Dan Lawless. Sorry, I dropped my ruler. I had to get down and pick it up. I was talking to Dan Lawless on the Players Club, and after the show, what you do, you guys wish you could be a fly on the wall. After I am on with Shant and I will go for an hour or 2 or 3, sometimes just talking about life and art and family. Like we'll just go deep. And then same thing happens on the Players Club, a little less time. You know, we'll talk for half an hour maybe. And it's really fun with Gary Martin and Aaron LaPresti and all that. But Dan was saying it might be interesting to invite a fan on the show. You know, like if you listen to talk radio, people get to call in. Maybe, you know, some of you that I know better, if you'd be interested, I could have you on and say, hey, you're a fan. How does it feel to be a fan of Comicsgate? What do you like? What do you hate? What do you want to see? What would make you feel better? What would make you enjoy this product more? I think those are very important, useful things for us to know as businessmen. You know, customer feedback, obviously. So if any of you are interested in that, private message me. My DMs are always open, like Twitter, Instagram, everywhere. Private message me if you're interested in maybe coming on the show. Low pressure, you know, I would carry it if you're shy or whatever. You know, you could just be 10 minutes if you want. You don't have to be there forever. But if you think that's a cool idea, let me know for sure. Let me check the chat really quick. Jefferson Roswell. Greetings. Great to see you're already working on the next project. Absolutely. That's what we do. Teflon, I wonder what Dean King will think of B-Flaw. Oh, I told him about it. He loves it. He loves it. Let's see. That's Teflon Ron said that. Scotty said, then you would love my interview with him. Oh, to Dragon Pisces, he's telling you. Dragon Pisces says, I love your video where you call out Tom Taylor. Dude is an idiot. Yeah, I mean, I think what he does is very unscrupulous. I think it is very immoral what he does. You know, I think it's very wrong to be that way. You don't have a right to destroy this heritage. Marcus Kelleher says, I lay out the page on 8.5 by 11 and then copy it up to 11 by 17 and then put it on the light box. That's a good idea. I just draw it right at 11 by 17. I told Dave what you said, to draw it small and then go up. And Dave said, just draw it big to keep the energy. Jay Lee says, Jefferson Roswell, he has more than just B-Flaw in the works, so be ready for more stuff from Gabe. Yes, I have a freaking double-page spread that Jay Lee masterfully drew for the Steins that I'm going to color. I think I'm going to color that Monday before I go on Kings and all that. You know what I mean? So, but I was in the groove inking this yesterday, and I'm going to finish inking this today, and then tomorrow's Father's Day. I wanted to ink it this weekend, that thing for the Steins, but I'm just like, tomorrow's Father's Day and stuff, and I needed to finish this. I don't want to leave one piece half done, and then, you know what I mean? So, but that'll be cool. Jay Lee, check out Jay Lee's stuff, the Steins. Jay, feel free to put a link for your Amazon books in there. It's an awesome, like, vampire, like a long history of family and vampire stuff. Check out Jay Lee's Steins. It's pretty cool stuff. So, let's see. What do we got here? Teflon Ron. Who would you cast as B-Flaw in a movie? I mean, he's Chance from Hard Target. That's like his design, like his haircut and everything. But obviously Van Damme has the wrong accent, you know? So I think I just roll with it anyway. We'd have to build in because Max Volkov, you know, that's our main character in B-Flaw. His family, they're from Russia. It's B-Flaw and the subtitle's 1994. You know, so we're right. This takes place in 1994, British-controlled Hong Kong, right? And I love it in 1994 because that was the apex of this stuff. Maybe somewhere between 1985 and 94, that decade, that is the apex of action movies. It is. It is, and you know it is. And so it's Beef Law 1994, and it's in Hong Kong because I love that, you know, not kickboxer, but Bloodsport takes place in Hong Kong, and a lot of great movies, and the tradition of Hong Kong cinema and all that, Bruce Lee, all of it. It's my love letter to action cinema, right? And it takes place. What am I? I'm sorry. I'm like looking at the perspective on this pipe, and I forgot the question. What did you say? Oh, who would play him? Van Damme would play him. And we'd have to change the story that they're not Russian. Maybe they're somehow French, you know, or Canadian. I don't know how Van Damme got the accent, but it would be like a 27, super muscular, super athletic, like right in his prime. Like I would want the Van Damme that did Lionheart to do this movie. You know what I mean? Not Bloodsport. He's a little raw there, a little young. I would want the Van Damme that was in Lionheart. He seemed crude and rough and rugged. And, you know, he was just a different guy in that. And, but I like the look of Chance from Hard Target with the crazy mullet, you know. So Max Volkov, he has that mullet. I mean, it's the 90s, baby. I remember going to high school with this one, forgot his name. He was a white kid. He was like a basketball player at my high school. And he had like what I would call a power mullet. It was this glorious, like high top, right? High top, like fade, blonde hair. And it was just like the longest, straightest, shiniest, healthiest mullet. He could have done commercials for like women's shampoo or something like that. He had this glorious hair, and it was an insane mullet. Yeah, so my guy has that just as a nod to the, you know, the older styles and stuff like that. And you want to make sure that you capture that because the city and the time, that's a character too in the story, right? That gives it an aesthetic. You know, look at Stranger Things. I mean, one of the characters in Stranger Things, which is a masterpiece, by the way, it's not woke, which is surprising. You know, it has some strong female characters, blah, blah, blah. But the men are good characters, too. And the point of the story is that men are evil and American society sucks. That's not the point of Stranger Things. It actually celebrates American pop culture and society. So I appreciate Stranger Things a lot. And one of the characters in Stranger Things is the mid-'80s. That itself is a character, you know, and you can have a lot of fun with that. So to me, I'm going to have a lot of fun with the 90s. You know, I'm going to have a lot of fun with the tropes of the 90s. And, you know, if this were a TV show or movie, we'd definitely use the music. So I'm going to find a way to have the music in this, not literally, but those feelings, those ideas, things like that. The clothes, the advertisements, the attitudes, the slang, all of it, the pace of the story, just the, I don't know, the wants and the desires of the people. So I definitely want to do that. Let me check on the chat here real quick. Hong Kong 94. I was there in 92, 02, and 04. Jay Lee was there. So Jay Lee will tell me if I get this right. Neon Todd Studio. Oh, one of the winners of our drawing contest. Hey, if Sean Connery can play a Russian sub-commander, anything's possible. Indeed. Apex Comics, I draw big and reduce to printed size. Okay, good. Dragon Pisces. So it happened when someone in chat said hi, but he misread or did it on purpose. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know. That's like a personal conversation. I don't know what we're talking about there. Barrett X was born in 98. Okay, well, very cool. Very cool. Not sure what to do with that info. My daughter was born in 99. My daughter is 25. My son is. You guys have been wondering where Minnie is. She's had a lot going on in her life in a good way, and we just haven't made time for the show, me and her. And it's upsetting to me and to her, and we're always going to do it, and we haven't. So sorry about that. I think we definitely want to get back to it, but it's got to be right. I don't want to just do it to do it. I want her to do it, and I want her to be enthusiastic. I don't want her to be doing me a favor. And she hasn't said that, and it hasn't felt that way. But I do feel like the stuff going on with her and her profession and comedy and all that, I feel like it's a little bit of pressure for me to push her. Hey, we need to do a show. Because my daughter already works for me basically a ton. She does, what does she do for me? She does a lot of my YouTube stuff, like getting me the artwork and the thumbnails and all those drawings I show on the Players Club. And when I'm on with Sean, she gets all that artwork. And she works for me. Like I'm turning her into my social media manager. I'm pretty soon I'm going to give her my accounts run my Twitter and run all that stuff. And I'm paying her, she's my employee, not my employee, but I guess I'm contracting her to do it. I don't know. Whatever. So, yeah, definitely. Things have been going on a little bit different with her, and that's okay. That's okay. We're figuring it out. But we both want to get back to that. Paradex wasn't anywhere in 94 was his point. Oh, let's see. Apex Counts. Minnie is 25. That means she was born in 97. Oh, I'm sorry. My son was born in 99. I'm sorry about that. Sorry. I'm trying to keep all these things bouncing in the air at once. Trying to draw this, trying to get the perspective right. Yes, my son, Peter, was born in 99. Sorry. Yes, my daughter was born in 97. Didn't mean to goof that, but oh well, I did. I had to buy these Pentel point liners, and the tip seems as good as the Sakura Micron, the brown pens, but they don't have any ink in them. On this page, I've already eaten up 2 of these gray pens. Usually, I could do a whole pen with a whole page with one of the brown ones. This is my 3rd of the gray because on Amazon they don't have any of the 05s. They don't have this size in brown, so it was a little bit disturbing. Because already the brush I wanted, that Raphael Kalinsky, they didn't have that either. So that was already upsetting. It's funny, like comic book Twitter, like your professional friends, that you worked with forever in the mainstream. I hit up like Sandra Hope, one of the best inkers. And I asked her, I'm like, hey, where are the Raphael Kalinskys? Where are you getting yours? And she confirmed it for me that they are discontinued. So that was a very upsetting thing to learn. I don't know how many of you out there are artists, but like your favorite tools, like, you don't want that stuff getting discontinued. That sucks. Let's see. Minnie doing things behind the scenes. Cool. Tough on Ron says, yes. Minnie's becoming quite the production manager. She is, yeah. Let's see. It was wise to put lyrics of the music in as like sound effects, text, or something, even known songs. I'm just curious. Oh, I'm not really going to literally put music in it. I'm being a bit of an artiste when I say that. I'm going to like get the feelings in there. It's not just going to be, we're punching people. That's not what this is. This is a real story with fully fleshed out characters, real heart and stuff. You'll see. But I definitely want to, if you're old enough, take you back to 1994. If you're too young to go back, I want to take you there as a tourist. And you're going to know it. You're going to feel it. So we'll get it in there. I know what I'm doing. All right? So, but yeah, I was just inking all day by myself. And I thought, why don't I flip on the old YouTubes and see what my friends are up to. But I want to thank each and every one of you that has supported me to this point. It's been amazing. It really has been. So, okay, so now all I'm going to do is I'm going to black in the side of this electrical box here, but I'm going to do it a little messy, like this bottom of the roof line here. And then I'm going to, and I wanted to add just another line or two on the roof line. So it was not so just plain there. You know what I mean? Like make it feel like it has some sort of transition where it's going from one substance, maybe wood, maybe plastic, maybe some sort of metal, and it's going to another. And an easy way to do that is to just make sure that where seams join, there's some sort of transition. And you can just indicate that with some lines. So, yeah, I love this pose. It was a difficult pose because this face, to draw a face looking up is a bit hard. It's a challenge. But to draw it looking up and then throw it at a 3/4, you're dealing with a lot of geometry there. You know what I mean? You're dealing with a lot of geometry, lighting and shading of the contours of the face and where the different landmarks are on the face. So I was very proud to get that. Find reference, use reference, use reference. Don't ever let anyone shame you out of it. I have an old piece on my desk. I've showed this on the other day. This is Jose Luis Garcia Lopez. I found this image on the internet, and then I just copied it in Photoshop. I flipped it, and I've just had this by my desk for years. And it has all kinds of weird, difficult poses for heads. So you can reference that. You can find there's this 3D software for the iPad and the iPhone. What the hell is it called? Let me look on my iPad. There's 3D software where you can just grab bodies and just totally, you can move even down to the fingers, legs, arms, face, head. You can move the whole body. It's called, what's it called? Magic Poser. Get a hold of that if you can. Don't like trace it or screenshot it and use it, but like you can use it for reference. It's totally cool to do stuff like that. Reference is totally fine to use. Nobody knows how anything looks, right? Until you see it. So when you first see an apple, like that's reference, right? It's in your head, but it's still reference. So reference, reference, reference. Use that reference. All right. So I'm going to ink this in here. And that'll be it. Now you'll see me when I ink this, I won't fill it in. I'll leave spaces on purpose because I want to indicate that this isn't slick, shiny black, that, or it's not a hole, that it has a texture. You know, does that make sense? So, and I already did that on the bottom of the roof line. So I'll fill this in, this electrical box. I'll probably put a few more details on it to look more technical. And then, oh yeah, I need to put like some screws on it and stuff like that. Maybe like a little grip handle or something where you might open the panel. And then that'll be that. And then I'll put some texture on the wall and then this whole pinup will be done. And then I think I'm done for Saturday and I'm done for the week. Tomorrow's Father's Day, so I'm sure they're gonna feed me on Father's Day. For those of you out there that are fathers, you know, congratulations on doing a great job. It's the most important thing in our culture right now is fathers. We are missing masculinity completely. If you wonder about everything that's wrong, you can trace it all back to men not stepping up and being dedicated fathers. Do you have to be perfect? Do you have to get everything right? No, you do have to get up and try every day. Trying every day does include failing, but it's in the trying and the real trying, a good faith effort of trying. That's how you do it. You know what I mean? And that's what's important to me. I'm not a perfect man whatsoever. I don't stand in judgment of anyone for these sort of things. But Father's Day, it needs to be more important in our culture. You know, fatherhood needs to be honored again. We need to go back to like My Three Sons and Father Knows Best. More of that and less Homer Simpson, you know. So, I mean, you know, you think things like The Simpsons are just fine because they're funny and creative, and well written. And then you get older, you have a family of your own, and you realize how subversive that garbage is. And that's why it's subversive. It was like the sugar-coated poison apple of the Wicked Witch in Snow White, the Evil Witch. You don't know that these things are bad because they don't look bad. You know what I mean? So, yeah, you got to honor fathers and fatherhood. And it doesn't mean getting down and kissing their butt. That means, like, if you're a man and you have kids, then step up and be a dad every day. Like, once that kid comes out, your life living for you is over. You know, so I'm excited about tomorrow. My family always treats me good. You know, got a great wife, great kids. We're happy here. We make it work. So again, you're seeing me leave like patches open, but I'm going to fill it all in. I'm going to get the biggest micron pen, the brown pens, and I'm going to get the 08 pen, and I'm going to make like hatching lines and stuff to make this thing look like it's rough and has a texture. You know, okay, so that's probably enough. Okay, so that's the electrical panel there. So all those white chunks on it, they're going to go away now, pretty much. I'm going to fill it in. I'm going to find the big pen though. Okay, so I have this big Ocho here, right? So 08 micron. And that's just these nylon tips, the different sizes. And I'll just go in and do hatching stuff. Hatching is like parallel lines, and then you cross some of them. You know, that's why it's called cross hatching. So I'm doing lines in that direction to the northeast, and then I'll do some to the northwest to give you an idea. And it doesn't have to be those two directions. It's just, you just get an eye for it after a while, and you understand like how to fill this stuff in. But make sure you're subbed. Right now, everyone hit the like. Make sure you're subbed. When you do live streams, YouTube likes to take away one or two subs. They just unsub one or two of you sometimes. And to combat that, I'm doing recorded videos. I'm going to do 4 a week. And that's really where Minnie is helping me. I'm doing 4 of those 5-minute rants. If you look at my channel, go check those out. They're really good. Because you know me, I'm improving all this. I can just talk. I'm just one of those people that can talk. I don't need a script. I can talk and I can sing, I can dance. But really, I'm doing, I'll pick a topic or a comic book story or something I think is important about life, and I'll just record my voice for 5 minutes with maybe an animation or an image in the background. You know what I mean? And yeah, I'll do 4 of those a week. I know what the next one is. It's about turning around in life when you're going in the wrong direction. So yeah, they're meant to be inspirational and insightful. I don't claim to know everything, but I know I'm a good coach. I know I have that to offer people. So let me go check back on the chat. I'm just about done. I'm going to add some texture to this, and I think I might add like a little handle. So maybe a cast shadow here and there, but let me see. Let's see. I wasn't anywhere in 94 was my. Oh no, I already read that. Let's see. Oh, okay. Oh, the chat wasn't moving. Oops. Damn, those abs make washboards look soft. That's the point, baby. Who said that? That is Burnt Virtue. Let's see. Because of the hunting of the Siberian Kalinsky weasel. Marcus Kelger, I think you're talking about the why the brushes are discontinued. Yeah, that's probably it. Teflon Ron says, nice. That makes things easier to have your character's head drawn out like that ahead of time. At different angles. Yeah, that's a really nice piece I have from Jose Luis Garcia Lopez. And it's always best to find reference. Get 3D models if you can. Just get an action figure if you can't afford anything else. Teflon Ron, happy Father's Day to Gabe Chat. Teflon Ron was wishing everyone a happy Father's Day like 2 weeks ago. It was very funny. I didn't tell you anything, Ron. I knew you were wrong, but I didn't want to hurt your feelings because you were so nice to say it. Barrett X, I'm 24 and I've never been with anyone. Don't think that needs to happen to me for me to be okay in life. Barrett. Wow, that's too much for me to work on with you right now, Barrett. But human beings aren't meant to be alone, and you have worth. You're worth it. You're worth it. I'll give you a very short thing. If you had neglectful parents or some weird situation that made you feel like worthless or whatever, and this goes for everyone, myself included, I've had to deal with things like this. What can happen to you if your parents just neglected you and made you feel like trash is that you can then go and do validation-seeking behavior and be a, quote, nice guy. Like, I'll do your homework and I'll give you a ride. And here's what I'll tell any guy that's trying to approach women, you're going to be a nice guy. You're going to get used like a hand towel. You understand me? That's what's going to happen to you. You'll be a nice guy, and that's all you'll be there. You will get used. Because when you're a nice guy, you're being dishonest. You're giving to get. You're like, but I do everything right, and I'm nice, and I'm honest. That's all good, and you should be nice and honest and all that. But you shouldn't do it to get something. You should do it because you mean it. And if you do it to get something, women see right through that, and they will use you, and that's exactly what the friend zone is. So if you're having trouble, be sincere, know your worth, understand you deserve things if you work for them. Understand that. I understand, a thing I had to come to grips with is I deserve to have you guys buy Treat Just American Way. I deserve that. I walked away from DC Comics. I told them off on your behalf, and I made a great product. Ergo, I deserve for you to buy that, and that feels a little funny to say, but I have to get okay with that. I had a little trouble digesting that at first. I thought I had to give and give and give to get. But you have value, Barrett. Don't say that. Don't say you belong alone. No one does. So let me check the chat here. Okay. Neon Talk, gotta head out, but feel like I've learned just a lot just watching for a few minutes. Have a great Father's Day. Thank you, Andy Contreras. Okay, gotta hit the pet store and get my frogs some crickets before they close. Awesome stream, Gabe. Take care and hail. Hey, Gabe, my SCW advice for the day. Wanted to remind you the Broncos are still the worst. Happy Dads Day. Yes, Alex Schirkenbach, you are a fan of the Chargers who've never won a Super Bowl. I am a fan of the Broncos who have 3. So, yeah. It's cool, though. If I were a Charger fan, I'd behave in the same manner. I get it. I get it, dude. Let's see. I'm just drawing a door handle on here. Not a door handle, but like a little scoop, like a little indenture in the metal. That was risky because I didn't lay it out. I just drew it. I shouldn't do things like that, but I did. All the risks I will take. But yeah, this is pretty much done. I probably need to put a shadow under this pipe, and then I need to put texture on here and then texture on here. Then I'm done. I'm going to go, guys. Let me go back over to my, let me just check the chat, make sure there's nothing left. Hit the link in the description. Check out Treat Just American Way. Buy 100 copies today. We need your support, and we'll have a sign-up thing for Beef Law. You guys can tell me what you want the stretch goals to be, how awesome this book is going to be. I'm excited. I hope you're excited. But this is going to be a great freaking comic book. Okay, so I'm gonna head back over to my computer that's running the StreamYard thing right now, and I'll talk to you guys later. Okay. All right. Oh, wait a minute. Dinky Frank says, "Hey, hail Gabe. I'm a fan of this. I'm a fan of the Steelers who have 6. Yes, they do, but it doesn't matter. The Broncos have a more recent one, so take that. Take that. All right. I'll talk to you guys later. All right. Have a great one. Bye.